Hello all you wonderful people. Are you ready to go on a journey of self-improvement and spiritual realignment? Yeah? Well, too bad. Grab your favorite snack and buckle up, because this is the story of how I spent 18 hours, yes, 18, on a Terraria boss fight. The premise of this playthrough is quite simple. My goal is to defeat Yharon, Dragon of Rebirth, and as few bosses as possible. Despite what the overlay says, the order would be the Wall of Flesh, Lunatic Cultist, Ravager, Moonlord, and then finally Sir Dragonfuck himself. As if skipping 90% of the game's progression wasn't toe curling enough, I'll also be playing on Death Mode. Also, ignore the old PNG tuber, I recorded this 8 months ago? After a bit of Grizzgroup branded deforestation, I harvested the area of its natural resources, harming the native animals and effectively starting an economic decay. I took to the sky in an attempt to escape the guilt of what I did to the druids of the forest, but little did I know that the space denizens had heard of my antics back on the surface and sent me home crying with multiple harpy feathers shoved up my ass. Despite this, I managed to snag a few gravitation potions and enough iron to make a full set of armor. An hour space pillaging later, and I had plenty of heart crystals, a star fury, and multiple encounters with harpies. I was ready for our first meta-shattering strategy. Unfortunately, the goblins had different plans that apparently included mass suicide. A cheery way to start the playthrough. Back to what I was talking about though. My plan was to get the golden fishing rod obtained by killing the angler, scoring myself a Reaver Shark pickaxe to send us flying through progression. Unfortunately, after 30 minutes of trying to kill the angler thinking he'd drop the rod, I learned that you need to kill him with a trasher specifically for it to drop. I was in shambles. No friends, no paper, and no fish to show for my efforts. But a true fisherman doesn't let that stop them. A true fisherman will get the job done, no matter the cost. Women want me. Fish fear me. Reaver Shark pickaxe gripped firmly in the palm of my hands, I effectively tore the earth in half just to get my hands on some hellstone. If there's one thing I love about Terraria, it's the game's depiction of landlords. Scum of the earth burning in hell? Save me a slice. Spine peeled by a boon serpent, I made the carefully planned out decision to return to the surface, and oh my god, what is happening? What happened to the nurse? Why is my anvil outside? Why are there 300 eldritch beasts in my home? What the fuck was that? Despite having the Spanish Armada on my ass, I managed to get some molten armor crafted, but I was also covered in blood. Well, they call it drip for a reason. We cut our losses and head back down to hell nevertheless. We have unfinished business with those boon serpents. Oh, how they'll regret— oh, fuck, that's the Wall of Flesh. The plan was simple. Get as much defense as possible through armor, accessories, reforges, and potions, and just use the Molten Fury with Hellfire arrows. After all, it's just the Wall of Flesh, right? Just the Wall of Flesh, right? Just the Wall of Flesh, right? Little did I know that this piss take of a boss would be the one taking the piss out of me with this new chin-tickling Demon Scythe attack exclusive to the Calamity Mod. Try to jump over or dodge beneath the attack? Nope. Fuck you. Of course it has predictive aim. I decided to reforge all of my weapons and craft a few potions, but even that wasn't enough to stop me from being absolutely manhandled by the god of the underworld. More than anything, I needed a better arena. And 3 hours later, that's exactly what I had. Let it be known that I did not sleep that night, and neither will my therapist as I ramble on about how the Wall of Flesh had its way with my wife in 20 years from now. Attempt after attempt, the true nature of this playthrough is beginning to show its face. This wasn't going to be a week-long stomp through the game. Oh, absolutely not. I miss who I was before creating this world. Joined by my good friend Senka, I finally had a run that looked good. Just a few seconds until I could heal, and I would be done. Ah, you bastard, you little bitch, you little— just kidding. Here's the actual clip. Come on. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Wall of Flesh dominated and life expectancy diminished. It was time to peep the horrors of hard mode. Welcome to hard mode, the world of space tapeworms, manly new biomes, and about 15 bosses that we're going to skip. After getting harassed at what is equivalent to a New York subway station, we get to what might be the most fun part of the game. You already know what time it is. Equipped with some cold, hard titanium armor, I took to the caves to grab some souls of light. The entire purpose of this grinding is to get the Celestial Claymore, a ridiculously powerful calamity sword that will gracefully carry us through hard mode, as well as a Cosmolite which grants us the unbridled power of the sun. Let's just change the time of day, that's the entire thing. Unfortunately for me, the Celestial Claymore is a 1 in 4 drop, which with my luck, is closer to 1 in 40. Now, this is where things get a bit tricky. I spent the following 2 hours searching for the Calamity Jungle Shrine, which comes pre-installed with a few beautiful Plantera bulbs. Unfortunately for past me, I found out that I didn't need to kill Plantera at all. Idolists spawn from the moment you kill the wall of flesh, and will drop the Idolist tablet, an item added by Calamity that spawns the Lunatic Cultist, dead plant or not. Why do I bother? Like, genuinely, what is the point? So, fuck it. Who needs Plantera, or anything she drops, right? Who needs ectoplasm? Ugh. I was tired of staring at the jungle for hours, so I made the wise decision to move the grind over to the Abyss, a far more inhospitable biome. Anything for the sweet, succulent Idolists. Their Idolist tablets are strong, but they're no match for my Adderall tablets. Take 30 of those and they'll start running from you. The Lunatic Cultist, dubbed as the easiest boss fight in Terraria, was not something I was concerned about going into this playthrough. I have slapped him silly countless times over my years as a Terraria player, and although I would be fighting him with pre-mech gear, I didn't expect this to be much of a challenge. All this experience has taught me is to dump my own abilities just a bit more often. Luckily, being from Ireland, the Cultist Ice Barrage barely even had an effect on me. If you ignore the hours of failed attempts, I'd say this fight wasn't too bad. Although knowing what I'm about to go through, my opinion might be a bit biased. Nevertheless, that's another boss down, or should I say 2 bosses, as after suffering through the tomb of an event that is the Lunar Invasion, which, believe me, none of you want to see, we ravaged the Ravager, something I've become very accustomed to as he is something we want. Ravager drops fleshy geodes, which in turn drop cryonic, perennial, and scoria bars, alongside a whole other load of knickknacks and doodads, all of which we will need plenty of if we're to finish this challenge. I welcome you now to what might be the most painful grind I've ever endured. We've already beaten Ravager once. I mean, surely we can do it 10 more times without trouble. Who am I kidding with this? You already know where this is going. I hate Ravager. I genuinely think it's one of the worst things mankind has ever conceived, right next to Mario Tennis Aces. None of the attacks blend together, and it attempts to limit your movement, failing miserably at doing so. Like, what even are these? I pray for a rework every night before bed. It took hours of fighting the same boss over and over and over again until we finally had enough of what we needed. It was at this point that we crafted one of the most important accessories in our conquest to defeat Yharon, the Ornate Shield. If you even recognize this accessory, then you deserve a pat on the back from yours truly, as this thing's just a stepping stone towards getting a better accessory in a normal playthrough. But in this playthrough, it's the best we're gonna get. The session ended with a trip to Hot Topic, resulting in one of the most handsome armor sets I've personally ever seen. Hydrothermic armor is one of the best armors that can be crafted before the Moon Lord in Calamity as it is, so being able to get it in this blight of a playthrough gave me enough hope to continue. Following up the huge upgrade of hydrothermic armor, I crafted the Absorber, which provides us with a large defense boost and a number of other goodies. Just one thing before we move forward, I crafted this item in 1.4.3. This is before they added death cells to the recipe, meaning that I was able to craft it in low percent when I did this run. My pockets were feeling a little empty though, and my hands were missing the sweet grip of I missed the Rod of Discord, so I spent the following 2 hours of my life painstakingly creating a farm in the Underground Hollow. I found out after doing this that you can just buy the Rod of Discord from the wizard. This entire session was pointless. But after starting a new career as a landlord, and a sexy builder might I add, dwindling the amount of unique species in the local waters and flying an accidental Italian flag, I felt ready. I was ready. It was time for the final boss before Yharon, the beginning of the end. Stake set, I gobbled up the final lunar pillar and began the fight against the tentacle enthusiast himself. The Moon Lord has never been a very difficult fight for me, and with gear suitable for this point in the game, even with our unfair handicap, I expected this to be over in the time it takes to get a following on a Splatoon party account. Unfortunately, the first attempt was shut down by random projectiles that seemed as though they appeared out of ass nowhere while I was struggling to escape NPC housing. Good start. Great start. Attempt 2 is looking much better. I walked right into those projectiles. Who am I kidding? It's in moments like these where I really begin to question. What led me to doing this playthrough? Why did it take me 8 months to edit this video? Why did I decide to edit 3 full-length videos in the span of about a month? This video might be the last recorded evidence of me existing. The next attempt began with me absolutely eating a Moonlord laser in multiple slaps to the face. Fortunately, you are what you eat, and I had a brick shithouse before this fight, so little things like death rays don't hurt me. A few shots of illegal pharmaceuticals was all it took to get to hear the game's credits theme. Oh, that was stressful. Did I get hit a single time in that second phase? Yes you did, you utter buffoon. After a few painless refights, we had everything we needed. Full solar armor and wings? Hell yeah. Legendary Star Wrath? Where would I be without it? And lastly, the normality relocator. I mean, chronologically not quite yet, but let's just say that I have it. It was time for the final preparations. Building the arena without any external help, I came to realize just how close I was to the end. All that was standing between me and Yharon was whatever this thing is, and just one blood moon later, there was nothing. Calmly crafting the summoning item, not a nerve in my body unsettled, the air sat still. After all this time, 17 hours of gameplay, the run was nearly over. The run was nearly over, right? Oh, how naive I was. Little did I know that the dragon hit harder than getting tipped 5 cents working minimum wage as a waiter, and fuck did I get hit a lot. I can say for certain that this fight will follow me to the grave and haunt my family bloodline past my death. I was over 100 attempts in already, and barely making any progress, dying repeatedly before I could even get to the hard part of the fight. While booking weekly therapy sessions for the next few months, it clicked. Phase 1 was just a rhythm game of ramming through Yharon, staying still during the bullet hells. It almost seemed easy. Too easy. At this rate, if Phase 2 wasn't too bad, I'd be done in no time. Phase 2 was bad. Phase 2 was very bad. I'd go as far to say it might even rival what I did at the Family of 5 in 2007. The bullet hells were denser, the charges were faster, and the attack pattern was more complicated than US housing prices. The worst part of all of this is to get even a single attempt at Phase 2, I need to go through all of Phase 1, which in itself took about 6 minutes, just to die at 50%. I'd have to adapt, and quickly, if I wanted to finish this playthrough. So that's what I did. Every attack, every sub-phase, I mastered it all. And then, this happened. Fuck! Oh my fucking god, I hate this fight. Oh, that's the 7th sub-phase that I didn't know about, where Yharon teleports and charges twice after doing an even faster and denser bullet hell than in any other phase. By this point, I had already spent 17 hours fighting Yharon, 14 sessions, 22 gigabytes of footage, and a crushed mental state. The law of equivalent exchange states that to gain something, you must give something of equal value, and I believe that upwards of 18 hours of my life might be equivalent to whatever this Dragon's loot table looks like. I discovered a newfound respect to the psychopaths who do this type of stuff for fun. I felt empty, knowing that to have a chance of beating this fight, that I would need to survive that nightmare for about a minute and a half. No amount of Prozac is going to fix me. Attempt after futile attempt. I knew I could do it, but I couldn't see myself continuing for much longer. But fear not, my loyal viewer, as I am not just an ordinary player. I'm not just another chew toy for this dragon. I'm a god, and I will not be backing down. This is my message to my master. This is a fight you cannot win. I think that that's your Holy shit! Holy fucking shit! Oh, it's done! Oh, it's over! Oh, fuck you, dragon! The fight was over. A week straight of attempts, which I believe there were 251 of, and I could finally sleep happily. I'd like to give a big thanks to not you, most fucking certainly not you, and most importantly, I only wish the worst for you. All that was left was to finish the rest of the classic low percent bosses. Rotten boys, to believe they thought they had a chance when I'd already written a 6-page essay detailing exactly how I was going to liquidate them. Providence would be easy. Her obsession with the sun made for a very easy time setting up a trap. Hey Providence, there's a solar eclipse happening, you might want to take a look at this. Oh my god, I love solar eclipses, they're so... And don't even get me started on the Devourer of Gods. His ego could rival even the dumbest alt-right Twitter user. And last but not least, I thought that Calamitous would be a challenge, but no! Apparently her brothers were the hardest part of the fight. After separating her from her family for the second time in her life, what did she really have to fight for? Not the cancellation of this stupid fucking playthrough, that's for sure. And that's it done. If you want to support me after the suffering that I went through to make this video a reality, even just liking the video would do wonders, but please do subscribe if you enjoyed. And be sure to let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. I'll see you all soon.